and it just grabs little sections of it and plays it. And it's a really fun way to make texture, actually. So we can put it up the octave, and then we can add some reverb to it. Add some delay if we want. And now it's kind of got that crazy overtone going. That's pretty cool. Yeah, I guess whenever I'm trying to create something from scratch, I usually have an idea in my head of what kind of the main idea is going to be, or like which instrument I want to choose to make a song. So I'll start out with that, and then I kind of just follow the recipe I've got, which is, just make the chords or make an idea, then add some drums, add some bass. It's an iterative process, so you go over and over again, like, that drum beat doesn't really work for this, let's try this, or hey, I want to replace that sound actually, an acoustic guitar instead of the Rhodes. And then, you take it home, listen back, and it's like, okay, yeah, I'd probably change that, make a couple changes, and then hopefully start something new. And then you can layer stuff, I think, on top of it. And now you just got yourself a cool drone, musical drone. I got to work with the band Blue October whenever they came to Texas State University, booked out the A room to record Sway. I was very determined to get in there and hang out and learn as much as I could. After the album was released, Justin was looking for a place to move, and he found this place. It was on the market, had a house and a studio. He invited me to check it out, so I came in and I thought, wow, this place is really cool. I could see myself working here, and that was about 10 years ago. It used to be a lot more kind of stripped down, definitely oriented towards a tracking studio. It had some good gear here whenever we first moved in, so that was really nice. We've just been adding on a lot of instruments and a lot of things that are fun and creative. This connects all of the gear that's here in the control room, and then all of the mic patch points that are out there. And it's huge help for me to make things quick and streamlined. Kind of compressorville here, there's one EQ, and then the Neve OPX, and then Warm Tube EQ. And then there's a couple of LA2A style compressors that are great to have. Love them. Kind of a chassis that houses all these different 500 series modules. You can pop these out, so if you wanted to change your setup relatively quickly, the idea is that you could just unscrew it, take this guy out, and then place another unit in there. This is a 301, so this is a Roland tape echo. There's actual tape in there and heads. You feed in a guitar signal or whatever signal you want to. It writes to the tape. And then there's 3 reed heads, and this is such a fun tool to use. It's fun to just put guitar straight through it, and you can really get some nasty kind of cool breakup here. We've got a couple different 1176 models. Both are F revision. This is a remake, and this is the OG. And then, of course, I love API preamplifiers. Got a lot of drums on there. Right now, we're just kind of rocking this controller, so what it does is you can change values here, and it'll reflect it within Pro Tools. 3 different systems to listen back on. The Atoms, they're really friendly for tracking, and then the JBLs. I really like piano for emphasizing hooks, especially layered octaves of a really simple sound. You can do like, and then that's kind of a hook sound that you can add, or it can be the entire hook sound. There's sometimes an chordal area or sound of a song where it's like, it needs to be filled to keep the song sounding full. And a lot of times just the right pad and the right octave is where you can get that. The feeling of working on a project or a song that you're like really excited about is such a high, it's such a buzz, and you just keep going. Usually it's one of those things where you get closer to the end of the day and you're just like, oh my gosh, this day just flew by, and I've got this cool thing that I'm so excited about. So chasing the inspiration, whenever you've got it, hold on to it. So this one this is what I live for. And I think the way that I started it out was just, I had a pad that I thought sounded really cool. Yeah, it was a CS80 pad from Analog Labs. I really liked it. Yeah, the CS80, I don't think I could get a real one, but I just played guitar chords that I was vibing with that day, and it became the song. Just looped those 4 chords, and I thought it would be cool to add in another guitar that's just doing something high and a little bit more movement to it. And it's just a really heavily delayed, playing it on the Jazzmaster. And I thought that sounded really pretty. I think I added some oohs, just like singing into the mic, just to make it kind of more haunting. What was really cool that Justin and I restructured it and made it into This Is What I Live For, which I can show you now. Here's guitar chords. And then Justin wanted to put the vocals starting right here, so we added this.
It's what I live for, falling on top of my head.
Doubled.
Caught in a landslide.
And then we started to add more, so here's the drums, for example.
Part of me just dies.
More guitars.
Killing me out of my skin.
The driving guitar.
Caught in a landslide. Over my shoulder again. It's what I live for.
More guitar, just more of that post-rock vibe. And I feel a little hypocritical surrounded by a whole bunch of awesome stuff, but I'm kind of like, you don't need much, man. You don't need a lot. In order to get started, if you're passionate about it, you just need a way to get your music recorded. You just need a way to get your songs, ideas fleshed out. You know, just having the right ideas is way more important than having the best gear.